In the not-too-distant future, Bob Kraft and the New England Patriots will make a momentous decision. They'll decide where the New England Patriots Stadium will be built. But the decision will be based on a lot more than the toss of a coin. One of the cities under consideration is Providence. Providence is the capital city of the smallest state in the Union, Rhode Island. But because of the small size of the state, the capital city has a great deal more significance than many other state capitals. You could almost call it a city-state. At the junction of four major interstate highways, and in the middle of a metro population of 1.2 million, Providence is the place that people in Rhode Island and nearby Massachusetts mean when they say they're going into the city. And they do go into the city every day and night. The population swells by an additional 130,000 every day as people drive to the city to work and play, 'cause Providence is a city on the move. They may go to work in corporations like the world headquarters of Textron, Fleet, Citizens, and a dozen other banks. They may be on staff at prestigious universities like Brown, Johnson & Wales, Providence College, or the Rhode Island School of Design. They may work in the growing network of hospitals and healthcare organizations. At night, they could go to dinner in one of Providence's world-class restaurants. Esquire magazine says that Providence has more great restaurants per capita than any city in America. They might see a full Broadway production at the newly expanded and renovated Providence Performing Arts Center, or attend a play at the award-winning Trinity Repertory Company, hear a concert at Veterans Memorial Auditorium, or visit an exhibition at the newly created Water Place Park. A recent USA Today article called Providence the Renaissance City. And well, they should. Providence is one of the few cities in America that left the bulldozer parked on most renovation projects. Because of that, the city maintains its character as a historical place. Recently selected as a location for a Steven Spielberg period movie, Benefit Street in Providence has a mile of history. At the headwaters of the world-famous Narragansett Bay, almost every location in Providence is waterfront. In the past decade, Providence developers moved 2 rivers that spill into the river and Narragansett Bay. And for the first time in a century, you can go by boat from Providence to Newport and beyond. Providence is a place where things happen. You can watch a Bruins game at the Providence Civic Center. Walk next door to a show at the Convention Center. During the Smithsonian Museum tour, Providence outgrew New York City as the place to view exhibits that range from a Tucker car to the Ruby Slippers. In 1995 and 96, ESPN chose Providence and Newport as the location of the now world-famous X Games. And as you already know, the NFL chose Providence to be the host city for the 1997 playoffs. It was during that time that Bob and Myra Kraft got a sample of the warm feeling Rhode Islanders have for them and their team. But it wasn't just Rhode Islanders. People came from Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, all over New England, and stood in freezing weather in the hope of an autograph or just a few words from the man who brought the Patriots back after 11 years for another shot at the big show. And the thing is, it was easy for more of them to get here than if it had been in Boston. Providence really is the center of New England. There are 7 million people within a 2-hour drive of Boston, but there are 8 million within a 2-hour drive of Providence. And for a New England Patriots fan, a 2-hour drive with no traffic jam and plenty of nearby parking at the end would be like a dream come true. Let's talk a little about the proposed site of such a project. There are 2 or 3 feasible sites in the downtown area, and all of them are perfectly acceptable. But based on the existence of hotel and parking facilities, the construction of the Providence Place Mall, with its own 4,500 indoor parking spaces, a total of 18,000 parking spaces within 2,500 feet of the door, central access to the newly proposed off-ramps now planned for the mall development, and of course, Providence sits at the junction of routes 95 north and south 195 East, 146 North, and Route 6 West. All these converge on the #1 site choice. The site considered to be the best location for the New England Patriots Stadium is adjacent to the freeway, the State House, and overlooks the proposed mall site, Water Place Park, the Providence skyline, and Narragansett Bay. It's currently occupied by an older industrial complex which would be leveled. It contains 24 acres with an additional 11 acres to one side for an additional 3,500 space parking garage. A total of 35 acres to create the most prominent structure, not just in the city of Providence, but in the entire state of Rhode Island. How would it look? Here's how.
The real benefit in building the New England Patriots Stadium in Providence is more important than land, freeways, parking, or even restaurants and hotels. It's the feelings of the people, the business community, and their political representatives. No project in the history of this state would receive more support and enthusiasm than this one. And if you look at it that way, you won't need to toss a coin.